A new power structure in Syria is testing Russia's leverage in the war-torn country, pressing Moscow for compensation in the first high-level talks since the ouster of longtime ally Bashar al-Assad. The discussions held in Damascus with Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Mikhail Bogdanov underscored the Kremlin's delicate position as it seeks to maintain its military foothold amid shifting alliances. The dialogue highlighted Russia's role in rebuilding trust with the Syrian people through concrete measures such as compensation, reconstruction, and recovery, Syria's official readout of the meeting stated. The talks also stressed that restoring ties must involve addressing past mistakes. While the statement did not specify the form of compensation Syria is demanding, a Reuters source familiar with the discussions revealed that new Syrian leader Ahmed al-Sharaa has asked Moscow to hand over Assad, who fled to Russia after his downfall in December. Meanwhile, Syria's state news agency, Sana, reported that al-Sharaa has been officially named president for a transitional phase with the country's constitution suspended. He has been granted authority to form a temporary legislative council until a new constitution is adopted. Moscow, which spent years propping up Assad's rule, now faces a strategic dilemma. Its critical assets in Syria, the Tartus naval facility and Hmeimim air base, are at stake, with negotiations on their future reportedly stalled. Russian operations at Hmeimim have been restricted, and military transport ships faced weeks of delays before being cleared to retrieve equipment, according to a Bloomberg source in Moscow. Losing these bases would be a severe setback for President Vladimir Putin. Tartus is Russia's only naval hub in the Mediterranean, while Hmeimim serves as a logistical lifeline for its military operations across the Middle East and Africa. Moscow initially sought to negotiate a continued presence with Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, the former al-Qaeda affiliate that played a key role in Assad's downfall. But those efforts have stalled, further complicating Russia's military position. Turkey, a longtime backer of Syrian opposition forces, is also moving to curtail Russia's influence. Two senior Turkish officials, speaking to Bloomberg, said Ankara opposes Russia's continued military presence due to its history of bombing opposition strongholds during the war. Turkey has reportedly offered military aid and training to Syria's new armed forces, which have suffered significant losses from Israeli airstrikes since Assad's fall. Meanwhile, European nations are swiftly moving to build ties with Syria's new leadership. German and French foreign ministers visited Damascus shortly after the new year, and EU officials are now considering a phased rollback of sanctions, while persuading Syria's new government to curtail Russia's influence.
If we see the steps of the Syrian leadership going to the right direction, then we are also willing to ease next level of sanctions. So we start with those that are really necessary to start the build-up of the country, and then we are willing to make our steps if the Syrian leadership is making the steps on their behalf. And we also want to have a fallback mechanism, so if we see that the developments are going to the wrong direction, we are also putting the sanctions back.
The shift in Syria's leadership has also prompted discussions among Group of 7 nations on reducing Damascus's reliance on Russian energy and food imports. With Russia's once ironclad grip on Syria now in question, the coming months will determine whether the Kremlin can retain its strategic assets or if shifting alliances will leave Moscow struggling to hold its ground in a country where it once dictated terms.